Fairview Heights, O'Fallon, and Highland formed a testing consortium. And over that period of years, we've now conducted testing for probationary police officers for some 18 or 19 different cycles. And the purpose of our presentation here tonight is to make you aware of that testing consortium. Also representing the testing consortium is Bob Safari, who is a police commissioner and chairman of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for the city of Collinsville, and April Mitchell, who happens to be Human Resources Director for the city of O'Fallon, and April is our business manager. So I'll be happy to answer any questions by either Mr. Superior or Ms. Mitchell. I guess just making you aware of our facilities, should you ever decide that it would be pertinent for the village of Caseyville to join with our consortium, we would certainly make our facilities and abilities available to you. In September, we'll be testing again, and the consortium simply provides a means for prospective police officers, either sworn officers or those that are intending to pursue a career in law enforcement, the ability to test by taking a written test, taking a physical agility test, and getting their name on the list. And by taking the test through the consortium, a prospective police officer is able to test for 5 different communities instead of having to travel among those communities and submit to 5 different orientations and 5 separate written tests and physical ability challenges. So I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
Well, and I believe you test twice a year, like here at SWIG and
Yes.
at Western, so
Yes.
you're getting a broader area.
Yes, that's correct. In addition to widely advertising our testing cycle dates, we do test 2 times for 1 cycle. The first test will be conducted this coming September at Southwestern Illinois College in Belleville. And then on the following weekend, we conduct a similar test in the facilities at Western Illinois University at Macomb. So again, a candidate who wishes to test has 2 different opportunities to meet that particular schedule. And from that, the list of candidates is then ranked according to their written test score. The physical agility test is on a pass-fail basis, and then they're simply ranked on a candidate list, and the different communities from our consortium can then draw upon those names. Those boards of fire and police commissioners will meet and decide to conduct oral interviews from that list of candidates from whatever number that they choose to do, and then establish their eligibility list for hiring.
And then my understanding is you test every year, and then each year those test scores are like the people that tested this year or next year would merge into
Would
one
blend
list.
a blended
where you're
list.
getting more of your top ranking
That's correct.
candidates.
The one thing that I think that would be pertinent, and I don't know, I didn't get a chance to glean your current eligibility requirements, but for all of the member cities of our consortium, they're all requiring at least an associate's degree in law enforcement or a bachelor's degree in any field. I think that that would be at least a condition of joining our consortium. Otherwise, the list would just, for the rest of the 5 communities, would become so cumbersome without having at least those minimum requirements.
Correct. Does anybody have any questions?
Mr. Huber, what role would our police commissioners play in all this testing and eligibility list?
The consortium will take care of conducting the actual test. The written test is, is provided by the International Personnel Management Association, which is a widely nationally recognized testing company. Other than that, all the consortium will do is just simply establish a list of eligible candidates that have met the hiring requirements. And from there, the separate boards of fire and police commissioners simply draw off of those names, and it becomes a eligibility list for them to choose their candidates. Other than that, the consortium has no other impact on what you're
Well,
doing.
and it's my understanding too, like after your list is compiled, the commissioner could either do the oral interviews, or you could have lieutenants or something from those departments do the interviews for them, and then give them to the police commissioners
Right.
to make the decision.
Yeah, the consortium has no effect or any input, at least on who you choose to interview. The one other thing that we have done over the number of years is that we have standardized a lot of the background investigation materials, so that, for example, if the city of Edwardsville decides to consider a particular applicant, and the city of Collinsville or city of O'Fallon has also done a background investigation for that particular candidate, all of that data is standardized, so it helps to
So if they've done a background check, we could call and get it,
That's
or
right.
whatever, psychologicals, if they've done them, we could call and get them.
The other thing is our fire and police board was established, I think, in 1975 by a referendum of the voters. And from that point on, there's several different ordinances on the books regarding the fire and police board. Okay, and also in the state statute, it lays out all the duties, responsibilities of the processing and testing, and what the fire and police board commissioner is supposed to do. So what my question is, or what I'm saying is that we have all these ordinances in place establishing our fire and police board and their duties and responsibilities. So something would have to be looked at and amended or changed before we just take the duties of our police commissioners as far as testing and giving it to them.
Your duty, the duties of your board of fire and police commissioners would not change. All the consortium does is advertise for that your community is testing, and it simply provides to you a list of candidates that have taken a written test, successfully passed a power test for the physical agility, and that they meet other requirements. Let's say that they have an associate's degree in law enforcement, that they're qualified. That's it. And then the rest of it is up to your own board of fire and police commissioners to decide if you're hiring, if you have vacancies to fill. If you want to orally interview 5 candidates, 10 candidates, 20 candidates, the consortium has no impact on that duty.
Would the part-time officers have to go through that testing with,
I
if
doubt it.
there was an eligible, you know,
If they, for
we had a
example,
full-time spot open?
If there was a full-time spot open and they wanted to apply for that, then they could go through the testing process and become eligible.
They would have to take the test to be eligible.
Our
to be
list
on-
expires every 2 years, so if they're on the eligibility list and it expires, then they're gonna have to test again.
What's the-
And like we test every 2 years, and we come up with, I think, like maybe 20 on our list, where this is gonna generate up to 125 candidates to choose from.
Now, I think the last couple cycles, we've had about 150 applicants, maybe more than that.
200 applicants, 150 ended up sitting there.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a very long list, but let's face it, you know, the top scoring candidates usually are the ones that will be